Michael Jordan faced harder competition than LeBron James.
Okay.
I did not drive 3.5 hours to listen to this absolute blasphemy. 73-9, the best regular season record of all time.
Ooh.
The best shooter in the planet.
Oh,
My buddy Owen.
yeah.
0-32 when we're down 3-1. Klay Thompson, people don't even want to say things in a post-game presser anymore because Klay Thompson woke the beast. He came out and dominated the best team ever assembled. 3-9. Steph Curry was shooting from the parking lot.
Here come the lies. Because they love to always conveniently leave out all the other shit that happened. I'm pretty sure Scap is probably going to bring it up. But yes, the Golden State Warriors in 2016 were pretty damn good. However, they were banged up. There was a suspension. The officiating was bad. And most importantly, you guys love to praise him for coming back from a 3-1, but you guys never want to discuss how the fuck did the greatest of all time get down 3-1? And then all this other stuff that I mentioned, which is the suspension, the injuries, happened, and all of a sudden he starts winning. So it looks like to me he caught a break, not he was so great that he came back because he was down 3-1 before, you fucking retards.
LeBron James willed his team to win.
I mean, there was the little inconvenient thing in that series of Kyrie Irving, who outscored Steph Curry, who shot higher percentages than Steph Curry from the free throw line, the three-point line, the field. He averaged more assists than Steph Curry. He had fewer turnovers than Steph Curry. He basically outplayed the unanimous MVP as well that year. The two best players on the floor were LeBron and his teammate, Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie Irving, who had a 45-point game in Game 5 to stave off elimination on the road on 80% true shooting. Now, there's also the suspension.
Who was right next to who got hit?
Well, of course it was LeBron mixed up with Draymond. Draymond's hand gravitated towards LeBron's groin area. It's happening now too. I mean, we see it. We can't. I mean, we can't blame Dre for that. Okay, it's just like it's a magnet. Like it's just LeBron's groin. My hand is flying through it. Anyway, also too much stuff on your feelings, on your eye test. I'm talking just stone cold facts and data. All right.
Okay, I got you with stone cold facts and data.
Okay.
So
let's do it.
LeBron James was favored 3 times going into an NBA Finals. He went 2-1 in those. He was an underdog 7 times and won 2 of those. Jordan was favored every single time. LeBron James willed teams to play in the NBA Finals that no one could ever even imagine.
Putrid Eastern Conference, but go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm not even going to touch that because the fact that he would take these players, it's LeBron.
These
LeBron
players,
effect.
Those 8 guys that made 17 All-Star games while playing with LeBron.
Did Jordan ever win without Pippen?
Jordan had 1 All-Star that made 6 All-Star appearances when playing with him. LeBron had 8 different All-Stars that made 17 All-Star games.
LeBron is going through top 75 players in his playoff run.
Oh, I'm glad you're trying to get into the harder competition thing.
Jordan isn't playing against Joker and the best shooter to ever grace this earth and Kevin Durant. Like I could suit up and play in the 90s.
Yeah,
like
totally,
it's just completely different.
Totally.
Jordan went to the same practice facility, the same coaches, the same teammates. He won with so many players have rings because of LeBron, and so many don't because of LeBron.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you.
It's a shame we don't have a statistic that can match an individual player in these.
There is, and I have more.
There's points.
There is more that I can give you.
Jordan isn't even top 10 in points. LeBron's got 10,000 more points.
Oh, because he played so many more games.
Exactly, because he's the greatest athlete this earth has ever seen.
Nobody in the 90s could shoot, and tactics were really rudimentary and bad. And, you know, the
defense was much better, though.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
Beating someone up is not really defense.
Well, wouldn't you admit that it's harder to score and make these highlight plays when you're getting beat up and mugged and grabbed? Wouldn't you admit that?
Well, I would.
So if guys can't touch you and just running up and down, making wide open shots and layups, it looks better.
Invented the game for the purpose that these players would not strike each other. That was the whole purpose of the invention of the foul back in 18, whatever that was.
So if they were doing it by that intent in the 90s, then probably these guys would have looked a little more skilled and better.
That's really not what we're talking about.
Sure.
The general skill of the average player in 2026 for basketball is so much greater.
This is the problem with what you're talking about.
Let's hear it.
it's because it's all about your feelings and your individual eye test. It is. You keep stating all of these things that are not factual at all. You're saying we all agree. We all agree. I don't agree. I disagree.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant's the most skillful player I've ever seen. He was drafted in 1996, a year before you were born, so you probably don't even remember seeing him playing his peak. And then he retired. He popped his Achilles in 2013. So we don't agree. Furthermore, how was the gameplay in the 1960s?
Actually, I think I'm rather qualified to answer that question because I worked on the Bill Russell legend documentary. It's on Netflix now. So
okay.
I've watched a huge amount of that era.
Okay.
And how did Wilt Chamberlain play? He was like Omega Wemby, who was 300 pounds, and he kind of just said, throw me the ball and I'll just jump up and dunk it.
So you would admit that Bill Russell was an elite player?
Absolutely. He's in the top 5 or 6 of all-time players.
So Wilt Chamberlain was in an era with
yes.
And yet people like you in revisionism will say, oh, well, he was just playing against 6'6" guys that couldn't defend him. And that's why he was so great. He was playing in an era with Bill Russell. So that's an obvious fallacy. But my point here is, so the problem is with you saying the 90s stink is like everybody's eye tests are different. They see different things. They've experienced and lived through different things. So I don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about your feelings or your eye test. I'm talking about specific measurable things.
Well,
so do you want, do you care
answering team and all he does is shoot. The entire team is functioning that, hey, everyone, get out of Michael Jordan's way so we can shoot 25 or 28 or 32 times.
So what you're saying is he's not efficient.
Yes, he's the volume god.
I understand.
And that's how in 15 years or whatever it was, including the 2 where he just was doing absolutely nothing and embarrassing himself at the end of his career.
Okay, so this is another part that I noticed Sports and Fitness Rants pointed out. You can't say Michael Jordan wasn't efficient because he shot 50+% from the field while doing it. I don't give a fuck if he shot 50 times a game. If that motherfucker made 25 of those shots, he's efficient. Because that means he don't drop probably 20 points on your ass. At least, you know what I'm saying? So you can't say he's not efficient. He shot for his career. He shot nearly 50%. He was shooting 50% before he returned with the Wizards years, when he was older and his percentage went down. But Bulls years shot 50% his entire time playing for the Bulls.
Career and like falling over and getting dunked on by young men with athleticism.
Okay.
It was like he's just running it up. I don't understand what we're talking about here.
Okay, I understand.
And what does he do better than LeBron? Let's talk about that.
Score, defend, win.
No.
Okay,
no.
But wait a second here. Can I answer anything that you just said? I can't even get a word in edgewise here. Look, Jordan scored what he scored in an era where scoring per game was substantially lower than it is right now. That's one. But you're talking about efficiency. Fine. Hey, I'm with you. Let's talk efficiency.
Yes.
Player efficiency rating, which measures.
Absolutely.
Let's talk BPM, PER, efficiency metrics. You're saying Jordan was a gunner. He was inefficient. LeBron's more. So why is it that, riddle me this, why is it that in all of LeBron James's peak, he never once eclipsed Michael Jordan in regular season PER or BPM, never once eclipsed Jordan in playoff PER or BPM? And guess what? Nikola Jokic is number one in those things now. So Jokic was able to do it. LeBron wasn't.
From the moment that LeBron stepped on the scene, there's been gentlemen like yourself who this is the key topic of conversation. We all talk about the scandalous person who is fantastic and like has all these attributes to him. He's under a microscope. So he understands that if he goes out there and he shoots 32 or 35 times the GOAT, his airness or whatever it is, he would just say, look at this guy. Doesn't he know he has teammates? Doesn't he know this, that, and the third? He's a selfish, anything LeBron would do, they would do the opposite.
Because he was afraid to take those shots
an open shot,
because he choked unequivocally in the biggest moments.
Dude, he gets criticized anyways. So this is the thing. Michael Jordan used to get criticized as well because they used to say he was a ball hog. He can't win with, his style of play doesn't win, all those things until he started winning. Then he had to shut those noise up. So the thing is, if LeBron James would have done that, sure, some people would have criticized him and said, oh, he's selfish and things of that nature. But the problem is, if he would have done that and it equals winning, people would have been forced to shut up. Haters are always going to be there. But this is the thing. If you're winning, it's only so much they can say. They're going to be looking like what they are, bitter haters, like people like Isaiah Thomas. He stayed trying to throw shots at Michael Jordan now. He looks like a bitter hater at this point. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to hear that bullshit about that. Like, that's a terrible argument. The reason why LeBron doesn't do it because, one, he doesn't have killer instinct. Two, He doesn't have the offensive capabilities to be able to do. If you can stop him from getting to the rim, you can essentially stop it. That's the truth.
And with
6'9" flying tank's going to drive through the air and dunk on someone. Does that mean he's afraid of you? No, I don't think so. He's
epic
just making
choke
smart.
artist when it matters.
Is this why he has the most buzzer beaters in history, the most clutch shots to go ahead in the last 30 seconds, last 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 5 seconds?
He is the
roughly,
antithesis of
time.
clutch when it matters, and we're going to talk
It's
about that at some point
ridiculous.
in this show.
Falsehoods.
Okay, welcome me here. I think about NBA history.
Okay.
It's like a story, right?
Mhm.
And when you're telling the story of the NBA, modern NBA, right?
Yeah.
21st century,
Right.
What teams are you spending the most time talking about, right? What dynasties propped up in the 21st century?
Well, the Bulls are the greatest dynasty,
All right, I
modern
guess.
era.
Okay, all right.
Post 1976 ABA NBA
Okay.
merger, the Bulls are the greatest
Well,
dynasty.
there's an organization known as the San Antonio Spurs. And the only time they lost during the Tim Duncan window was to a LeBron James-led team. You want to talk about the Golden State Warriors, who almost
They
had
also
the perfect...
lost twice. in the
Okay,
Spurs.
but Tim Duncan's only finals
just saying.
loss came to
just saying.
LeBron James.
Okay.
And then you want to
and
talk
then
about
but he beat him 2 times out of 3.
Great, but I'm just saying, if there is any argument, there's a chink in their armor, LeBron James...
Okay, this is a terrible argument already. He looks like one of my homeboys' names. Nigga, this is a terrible. Kareem, this is a terrible argument. You're really going to try to come up here and say the San Antonio Spurs is the greatest team of there and LeBron James beat them. So that makes, like, bro, that's, first off, the San Antonio Spurs, as great as they were, they never even repeated. Never repeated. And you're not about to tell me that they were better than the Lakers. They three-peated. That's dumb. And then, like, bro, there's so much holes I can poke into this dumb.
There was a reason for that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you
King
want to
and
talk
Armor,
about
5-1 in
the
finals.
Golden
Yeah.
State Warriors,
Okay.
who almost had the perfect season. LeBron James is the reason they didn't.
Curry beat him 3 times out of 4 in the finals.
But when he lost, it was coming off of the greatest regular season, right? A unanimous MVP, historic season. That story didn't end well because LeBron James had a different ending, right? You want to talk about the Boston Celtics?
Yeah, I
LeBron
always
James
wanted
put
to-
a knife in the heart of the Boston Celtics dynasty on their last legs and made sure to send Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce packing to Brooklyn, right? LeBron James keeps showing up in competition with these great teams, these great Hall of Fame players, and ending their hopes. I told you that we're writing a story. When you write the story of NBA history, I'm not spending a lot of pages on the Barkley Suns. I'm not spending a lot of pages on the Sean Kemp, Gary
Do you know
Payton
why?
Simon. Wait, I'm not
Because
done.
Jordan
I'm not
beat
done.
them all.
I'm not done. I'm not spending a lot of pages on the Karl Malone and Stockton Jazz, but I am spending a lot of pages on the San Antonio Spurs, who LeBron beat. I'm spending a lot of pages talking about Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry, who LeBron beat. I'm spending a lot of pages talking about all these Hall of Fame.
The fuck are you talking about who he beat? Yeah, he beat them individually once. He lost to Steph Curry and Kevin Durant more than he won. You dumb fuck.
And LeBron has
How
taken-
many times in Michael Jordan's career playoffs did he play either the MVP of the NBA or a year that he won the MVP, the runner-up to himself?
Would any of those players who were MVP or runner-up be better than Tim Duncan all time, or Stephen Curry all time, or Kevin Durant all time?
Here's the
Because
problem.
I'm not putting Barkley above those guys. I'm not putting those guys above them.
Karl Malone is the 3rd all-time leading scorer in NBA history.
That has
All right.
never mattered more.
Hold on. He's the
What?
third.
Never mattered. I thought y'all saying that made LeBron a GOAT. So how it don't matter that Karl Malone's number 3?